Joining us now is the man of the moment himself, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., for his first television interview. Thank you for granting to us on KTN Sunday Night.
Thank you for the compliments.
Well, it's an interesting race, this Makueni seat. It's shaping out to be. I'm just curious, did you ever have political ambitions before the seat became vacant?
No. I've always thought maybe one of these days I would be a politician, but not at my age.
Which is?
Do I have to disclose?
Full disclosure, that's what good politics is about.
I'm 38, yes.
So came a little earlier in your career than you expected?
Earlier than I thought, yes.
There is the general feeling out there, and when I put it out on Twitter that you would be coming, a lot of people asked, did somebody prevail upon you to run for this seat?
No, nobody prevailed upon me to run for the seat because I had refused similar overtures before. When they were made to me, immediately my father passed away.
So what changed it all?
The circumstances are different because the things that were worrying me at the time no longer worry me because some of them have been resolved, and I believe that I have put in place some sort of mechanism to resolve the things that were bothering me.
What was bothering you?
But some of them are personal, family issues, etc., etc. Yes.
It's interesting that you bring family because, of course, you are hoping to, quote-unquote, inherit your late father's seat. We saw your mother show interest in it, your sister Kathy as well, who came relatively close to it. How has this particular race affected your family?
We live in a very democratic family where everybody wants to make a decision about something. They proceed and do so without necessarily affecting the rest. Means that if Kathy was going to vie for the seat, it wasn't going to affect me or any other person. Even any reservations that we might have had about any other person were all taken care of. Yes. So it's not like we're having a push and pull about anything. Not at all.
What did you think of how Kathy's bid turned out? Do you think she was unfairly locked out?
Of course she was unfairly locked out.
So you do hold that she's a registered voter?
Of course I hold that because she holds an acknowledgement slip. Yes.
And so we should expect that she would actually be able to go to the ballot and vote for you?
She can't vote for me now. Yeah, because she's not registered in Makueni. If she was, it would be a pleasure for her to vote for me. But the other way around, I would have voted for her.
How does she feel about your candidature?
Kathy supports me. When in fact she was asked before all these other dramas came along, she said that this is the person who you should be asking, don't talk to me. Yeah.
What is your vision for Makueni? And I wonder if at all you have perused through what I imagine would have been your father's blueprint, his plans, and how you intend to...
We drafted it with him.
How do you intend to take it on as part of your own?
Of course, because it was a well thought out blueprint, policy on unemployment, policy on water, policy on infrastructure, railway, etc., etc. If a lot of people do not know that, for example, the Konza City project is part and parcel of Makueni, bordering Machakos, but that's a lot of the things that he did and prepared. He shared with us before he even discussed it. I even have the tape recording of what he said before it was typed.
And as we wind up, because we are out of time, you have said that you believe your sister was unfairly locked out of this particular race. You are, of course, running on a wiper ticket, which is part of the Court Coalition that holds that IEBC is not fit to run elections. In fact, have threatened to boycott the next general election. Why run this time an election that will be run by a body that the coalition you're part of has dismissed?
If you listen to the statements that have been made, they're all in a futuristic perspective. They're simply saying, get the act together, get this thing done in a proper way, so that we do not end up having the doubts that people had once this process was completed and went to the Supreme Court. Because you see, the country was, at the time that people woke up on 4th, they were expecting that they would go get, for example, their fingerprints on some machine or whatever, and then vote. That turned out to be a different procedure because all these machines broke down. But more importantly, when the Supreme Court made a decision as to whether or not one procedure is better than the other. They left the thing hanging. And for purposes of future elections, this country must have something that is definite. We must know either we are doing it manually or we are doing it electronically.
So and now that you have thrust yourself into this very colorful field called politics, I'm sure at some point we'll be continuing this conversation. We're absolutely out of time. Yeah. So I must apologize and thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., and all the best.
Thank you.